Hello?
On.
Switch is on.
Bananas.
Okay. Oh, for which? For bust.
So at his discretion, he goes, I do not want to screw things up. I don't want that to be a thing.
Which silver did we get?
Not the
Oh, that's right, because his other bust was in historicals. That's right. Yeah.
So
Ooh, we're on. We got official
Hello.
mics too. Look at us. All right. Well, welcome one and all to the Q4 Dwarven Axe 2025. We're live at Renegade right now. So Renegade Open in Plymouth, Minnesota. I'm joined by, as always, Kelsey as one of the other judges, and our guest judge, Dan Grothy.
Hello.
Grothy, yeah. And Dan, why don't you introduce yourself while we're on the subject of you, while we're panning over to you here?
Sure. So Dan Grothy, local miniature painter, long time hanger outer in the Twin Cities miniature painting community. Very long time, spanning 2 centuries, you could even say.
They built this place around you, kind of idea.
Yeah.
More or less, yeah. Been kind of moved out of the gaming side. I've been focusing more on the competition side of miniature painting now for the last about 5 or 6 years.
Okay.
Competed in Crystal Brush, Golden Demon, and just really happy to be part of the judging today.
Yeah, and
We were very happy that we got you in.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a. I can say without a doubt that it was an absolute pleasure to judge all these models with you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
From my viewpoint, just to kind of wax poetic, I really appreciated your bringing a view on composition and kind of the I don't want to say vibes, but the look of the model and how it like presented overall. And I thought that it was a nice addition to our overall judging palette. And man, it was just a pleasure. Honest
thank you.
and true.
It was absolutely amazing.
But we're joined here at Renegade by a ton of people, a ton of painters. We went from 1 last year to over 20 this year. We're bursting out of the room, and we're having to shove into another room all the people.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
good
it's
problem to have.
fantastic. I love seeing so many people in here just painting miniatures, hanging
Yeah.
out, chatting, talking hobby.
Yeah.
This is a hobby that can be so solitary.
Mm-hmm.
We all spend many hours alone in our metaphorical basements.
Right.
Whether
Right, yeah,
they're the
exactly.
basements in our house or the basements we've built in our minds, we spend
Exactly.
time there.
That's
and it's so
philosophical.
nice to get out of said basements
Yeah.
and interact with others and share work and just kind of get hyped off of each other's work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
absolutely.
and not to mention having the Minnesota Painters Guild here has helped boost that immensely. So
Yeah.
thank you to them for coming and helping out with that. It was a good time.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
really, yeah. What a great! If you're not aware of it, an amazing organization.
Yes.
Check out their Facebook page. Join a great Discord of local artists coming together in community. Also, many meetups around town, both physical and virtual.
Yeah.
It's really grown to, in very little time, grown to be a really amazing community of artists.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Their Discord's been absolutely blowing up all the time with great pictures and great reviews and critiques and thoughts and help, and just I can't say enough good things about it as well. I know Kelsey, you're one of the heads of that.
Yes.
So it helps.
Trying to drive bigger events, and eventually we're planning out bigger events and classes, and
Yeah.
so we're really hoping to expand more into that. So
Now, before we get on to the model that's on the screen, which I think we're all excited to get to,
Yes.
but
I'm so excited to talk about this. I'm so excited to talk
oh
about this
man,
model.
it's so good. Kelsey, can you give us kind of the general idea of how you were in the room most of the time? I was running around like a chicken with its head cut off,
Yes.
running around Renegade here. It's not a lie. What was it like in the room here for Dwarven Axe?
It was amazing.
For the painting room, like
amazing vibes all around. It was a pleasure meeting every single entry of coming in and trying to the people walking in, just looking at the models and then talking to them and being like, well, I have something, but I'm not sure if it's worthy of being entered. Like, I'm not going to win. I'm like, who cares if you're not going to win? Like, just enter it. Like, it's presenting your work of art.
Yep.
And getting that aha moment, like, yeah, you're right. It is. Like, I'm proud of this. I should be sharing it.
Oh, yeah.
And then having those moments was fantastic. And then working with the Minnesota Painters Guild around the in the midst of all of this was just fantastic. We had some kids here that were painting some little painter sharks and just having a blast. It was just a great overall time.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Daedalus Studios for printing all of the trophies and coins and the paint and take sharks,
Yes.
which were super cute and super fun.
Absolutely adorable.
So
And I think, Kelsey, picking up on what you were just saying, it can't be overstated how brave it is to enter a piece of your artwork into a miniature painting in any competition. You're putting a piece of yourself out there, and it takes courage to do that. And by just doing that act alone, you have achieved one victory at any painting competition that you choose to enter in.
Yeah.
I mean, I encourage everybody to enter painting competitions. I've been doing it now for 15 plus years, and I never have regretted entering a painting competition. It's getting that feedback, having other people see your art, seeing other people's art. For me, it is much about seeing other people's art, and oh my gosh, the level of work here this year.
oh man,
Like I've been following Dwarven Axe kind of from afar on the internet for the last couple of years, and there's always been some really nice work on there. And this year, it really leveled up this year. It was so exciting to see, and it was really exciting to be part of judging, and it was really hard being part of the
you're right.
Yes.
Yeah. There was
Especially with it being our most entered
oh yeah,
competitions that we've
yeah,
had.
146.
146.
Yeah. So it was crazy to see that many, and the level of us getting nitpicky on like 3 models and being like, oh, these are really good. Why do we have to pick? I don't want to pick between these two.
It hurts.
It's just so painful. So it was honestly, and to you, the community, thank you so much for everything that you've done to make this what it is, because we're just a bunch of people on the internet talking about models. It's up to you to actually enter them in and put them forward to be judged and to also get critiques. And that's, as Dan said, a brave thing to do.
Yes.
And so thank you for everything that you've done. So
We want to jump right in.
oh,
and
I'm
talk
so
about
excited.
this model on the
Yes.
screen.
All right. So why don't you know Mike best, I believe.
I don't know him actually.
You don't know
I've
him?
not met him.
Oh,
although
okay.
I very much want to.
Okay, he was in here. You guys are like ships in the night. Like
Yeah.
like as he went out, you
No,
came in.
I've seen him on the Discord.
Okay, all right.
We've chatted a little bit on the Discord,
Gotcha.
but no,
Okay.
we've not met
Well,
IRL, as the kids are saying.
I'm
And,
I'm
would
out
very
of the
much-
know on that. Yeah.
very much like to.
Okay. Well.
So this is our best in show.
This is
This
your
is
best in show.
our
Yeah.
best in show.
Yeah. And so Mike has been putting this up online for several times now. He asked for feedback, so much good feedback that he got from it too, on just in general, how do I push this to the next level? How do I bring this up to the next step? And I'll be honest, it's fantastic. In person, it blew me away. And this thing's way smaller than you think it is. It's tiny.
It is an academic bust, which means it is about half the size of a typical bust. What you're seeing, I'm not depending how in the monitor that we have here. This is twice the size it is.
Yeah.
Right.
In real
Yeah,
life, just on the
easy.
little 14-inch monitor that's in front of us.
Right.
It is very small, but it is really well executed.
Yeah, the textures on it, the lighting sourcing, the non-metallic metals, the freehand, the skin tones. I mean, every single time that we came back to this model, it was just more impressive each time.
I mean, yeah, for me, what made this model stand out, first of all, in the historical category, it was sort of, okay, here's our gold, and then now let's find the rest of, let's find everyone else. And that's not to diminish the work of everybody else in that category. It just stood
not at
out
all.
that much. And then when it came time to do Best in Show, what really made this model stand out is the understanding of light and composition. He's using a warm light on one side of the model and a cold light on the other side of the model, and that's consistently carried through all of it. you had already mentioned the texturing. That he's got this feels alive. There's on the face, the volumes of the face are rendered really well, really crisply. You see, one of the challenges that you have with any miniature is how do you bring that three-dimensionality to it when it's so small?
Yeah.
And he really used light and shadow to create that. The color tones that are being used. It is just a spectacular execution, and the brush work is very impressive, very tight, very controlled, just top to bottom, absolute spectacular model.
Yeah, it really is.
And the amount of texturing
Oh.
on everything. Like it brings us back to his first entry. It was what, quarter three?
Quarter two.
No, quarter two.
Quarter two.
He had a French Napoleon, the Napoleonic bust,
Yeah.
and he made the hat look like felt, and he brought it into here too. And
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Yeah, I swore on that model. I felt like I could rub my finger across the cap and it would feel like felt. Like that's how accurate it was. So him bringing it to this model just that much better.
Well, and one of the things that, as I'm watching this thing spinning around in front of us, on the back side, there's the running joke is nobody paints the back of their bust, and he did. And yes, it is darker, but he has got such a dramatic lighting effect. I mean, it's almost a Rembrandt lighting scheme where you've got one side of the face really illuminated, and then just a little spot highlight on one side. But the back, he has rendered it, but because it is in such a dark shadow, the articulation is so much less, the level of contrast is so much less, and you really see that cool light coming through. Yeah, I could spend a lot of time just picking apart this model and the things that are just spectacular about it. You mentioned, Kelsey, the buttons, the tugging of the buttons on the fabric when we were judging, the way that's rendered. Clearly best in show. Out of a lot of really solid winners that when you line them all up, you're like, I don't know. But
it's funny
this one
because-
really rose to the top.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and what helps, I think, in that judging aspect too, is sometimes you look back whenever you get done judging, going to bed, and you're like, did I make the right call? And
We never had any of that for
no,
Never
this.
not
doubt.
for this.
No doubt.
And in addition to that, everyone that came in that looked at the models were like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That makes total sense. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. The moment that I looked at it, I knew, and so it has a reinforcing of of having the audience also of amazing painters come in and go, yep. Oh yeah, I understand why.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Did I want it to be me? Sure. But do I understand? Absolutely. So it's a little bit of I'd say helpful towards us as the judges in that way.
Do we want to move on to a couple of our other
Absolutely.
favorite
Yeah.
golds?
Yeah. So do we want to move? You know what?
Do we want to
fantasy-
do Titanic since it was?
Yes. Our second. So number 36. If you could, Rick, the man behind the screen,
Producer Rick.
Yeah,
back
producer
there.
Rick. Yeah. By the way, shout out to Rick and Chris for doing an amazing amount of work and effort
And being extra hands.
and extra hands. They're quite attractive. Easy on the eyes.
Oh
Yes,
yes, David's
yes.
piece.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the other one that was swinging for best in show up there, and it's a phenomenal piece.
The lighting, the
The
colors,
lighting
the
is
The wing membranes are just.
the glow coming off of the pylon.
Yep.
Yeah, the wing membranes, that just blows me away.
The number of people that came in just looking at those wing membranes, they're like, "How? How did you? How?"
I don't
feel
know.
like I'm looking through them.
It's not something I've ever been able to achieve. That taking something that's obviously a solid material and painting it to look translucent.
Yeah. Or having so many layers that it's like, I understand that this thing has multiple skin tones and there's light reflecting through it.
so
I'm
much
hearing-
glazing.
Yeah.
The amount of glazing time.
Oh, I'm sure he's still feeling it to this day. He's probably dreaming of brush strokes.
Right.
And compositionally, it's absolutely amazing. The way lights are placed, the way there's that subtle glow in the center of the pylon that comes out across the whole model, that ties in with the glow of the dragon's breath. David's a professional illustrator,
Yeah.
and it shows in his just understanding of composition and color and where to place, kind of where to place the model in a scene.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
How to make it feel like a cohesive element. Just so much fun to look at.
I know when I initially saw David put this up, he posted just his initial, like, this is my sketch of this thing, and I have an idea. And he had the mint green and then the purple. And I'm like, I don't know how you're going to pull this off. I really don't. I told him as such, too. I was like, I don't know how this is going to work. I believe him that he's going to be
Yeah.
able to pull it off, but I
Right.
just do not see it, man. And it was incredible to see this like continuation of his whatever his vision was to put it onto the model in a way that really popped. And the more he put into it, the more I was like, okay, all right, yep, trust the process, believe in what you got. You know, if you have a vision in your head and it's like, this is my crazy idea, and you put it onto a model, you can achieve it. And this is, to me, this is an example, a refreshing example of, I have an idea, and everyone else around me is kind of like, I think you can do it, but I just don't see it.
Yeah.
And then
And then executing on it, because I don't believe I was the only one to be like, I don't know, man, these color choices are kind of weird, and he just, oh man, it's a pleasure to look at. He said actually this model was an absolute gem to work with. So
props to Squidbar on that
yeah,
one.
props to Squidmar for
Very
that.
much. I actually just looked. The Squidmar Open starts taking entries in December, so
Oh shoot, I gotta
coming.
okay,
let him
all
know
right.
so he can definitely enter. That.
Oh,
Yeah.
he better.
Where do we want to go next?
I mean, do you have any thoughts on? You've been watching this
I-
actually get built
Oh, yeah.
throughout
So
over
funny
months.
enough, yeah. But he wasn't initially. He wasn't sure. He was looking for a project to work on for Dwarven Eggs, and he likes doing big models. Titanic is his
Oh yeah,
his
it's his
category.
jam.
Okay.
It's his jam.
And he's like, I had heard about Squidmar's model. How big is it? Like, give me details. And I'm like, I actually have one. I will bring it to paint night one night, and I have it primed. I have it all assembled. You can take a look at it. Brought it in. He fell in love with it, and I'm like, now I have to order this. So he ordered it. Instantly started working on it, and it's been such a pleasure watching him work on it the past couple months. And then he kept asking for advice and suggestions, and I'm like, you're heading in the right direction. Like, you just run with it and keep going, because it was so fun.
Yeah, and I told him I've been on another Discord I'm on. I'm watching somebody else paint the same model, and I was watching David paint this on the Painters Guild Discord, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm terrified of this model. It's a very simple composition, but it is a very complex figure, and it takes a brave painter to dive in. And not only did he, successfully dive, but he just executed at an incredible level.
After seeing this too, I want to order one. Like, initially I was like, it's not
I
really
still
my
don't.
jam.
I'm still
I
afraid.
but like for me, I'm seeing it a whole different way, and I love that it's the same model, but it has such different like iterations that it doesn't have this this like, oh, it's just paint by numbers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's just the box art. Just do the box art. Done.
Yeah.
I
Which
think
you could
that
definitely do if you want to.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
But I think that, in my head, I'm like, oh, I want to do a green dragon. But I know that there's absolutely other people that are going to be like, I want to do a red dragon, a blue dragon. And you could do anything here. And it makes it work so incredibly well.
Yep.
So, an incredible entry overall.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
can't, I need to stop us here. Otherwise, we're going to keep gushing.
Yes.
So,
do we want to do the bust?
yeah, you know what? Let's go for
Oh, yeah, let's
do
bust.
bust.
Our
Let's
top
do
three.
bust.
Yeah, our new category this year. Number 5, Rick the DJ in the bag.
And we actually have said person who
Yeah.
won.
Chris, do
in
you
here.
wanna come up and yap a little bit? Get on camera. All right. Look at this guy.
Well, sure.
We're getting the
done?
countdown here. Yeah. So Chris.
Dreams of Neo Tokyo.
Yeah. So this was our third choice for best in show. It was competing against David's and Mike's for best in show, and honestly, a healthy contender. This thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Very, very beautifully executed. Really great volumes. Incredible understanding of light. The skin tone is really well rendered. the model itself is very crisp. It's very clean. At the same time, there's kind of an ethereal quality to it, which is clearly what you're going for with that lighting scheme.
That was the idea.
That's a very challenging lighting scheme to execute because if you're not consistent with your light direction, it falls apart very quickly.
That was
And
90% of me messing with this model.
Yeah.
That's with the lighting direction.
were you putting? I'm genuinely curious. Were you putting like a light on the model and taking photos,
The
or
most like janky thing I used for it, I literally went in my bedroom, had my monitor cranked up to max brightness, pulled up just the color magenta, held it at an angle so it's coming from underneath,
Okay.
and snapped some pictures in the dark.
I love it.
You know
I
what?
love it.
Jank or not.
That is.
Yeah. No.
And then, like
yeah.
I said, I was using that as a reference. And then trying to paint in
Welcome to the
colors.
world of miniature
Yeah,
painting.
right,
That
yeah.
is,
But
yeah.
it was
the
also,
crazy idea of 3 a.m. and you're like, I have nothing to do with this, and yeah, my monitor color.
Well, it would have been so easy if I'd have gone. The thing is, I was like, I kind of want to see how the colors interacted too with a lot of the other paints on it. And it's like, well, you could do white to just get the placement. Yeah, cool. I don't have a means to do like a magenta bulb, so it's like, all right, well, computer
Yeah.
monitor.
So here's the question: were you painting the skin alongside the color of like that magenta, or did you add that
That
afterwards?
was after. I actually
Okay.
originally was kind of going very well. It still kind of went very doll-like and artificial because it's supposed to be a cyborg.
Right. Yeah.
But I did that all first. And I'm like, well, this looks really boring. And I'm like, well, it's cyberpunk. Everything should have neon lights and be obnoxious, color-wise and like visually. I'm like, I'm gonna do some OSL. I figured, okay, give me a good crack at trying OSL from a thing that's outside the model in an abstract point, like not like, oh, there's a flame in my hand. No, it's like, okay, there's a light down
It's an
low.
environmental
Yeah.
effect, yeah.
And yeah, it was just kind of, it was more, it turned into a study on trying to mess with light placement and funky colored lights.
Okay.
And like I said, seeing how I tried to see how they interacted with skin tones and greens. And turns out when you mix green and magenta, you get a weird brown. Like, yeah.
So if I can,
They are polar opposites on the
Yep,
color
yep,
wheel.
Yep. If I can ask another question,
yeah.
I always find that that the like having an abstract light is a little bit more freeing.
Yeah.
Especially, I love painting like a campfire on a model and giving you kind of that stark contrast, warm versus cool. But being able to have an abstract light, did you find it more freeing than say the OSL of a flame in a hand, or was it more complicated to really execute on that? Yeah, for you. You're the subject here. You paint.
To be fair, I couldn't really say because this is actually the first time I've tried doing OSL that wasn't from a source on the model. So this is actually it's my first and only attempt so far.
But did you feel that it was more complicated than less, or did you find it a little?
Actually, despite taking forever and being so many layers of paint, like that is probably 30, 40 layers of paint on just the magenta.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
But anyway, besides that, like the actual like theory behind it seemed easy enough, and it actually just kind of worked out. There's a couple spots I even got some feedback from Reddit too, like, oh, you shouldn't have light here, you should have here, you should have more back in certain places here, like in the back of her head. A little bit more should have caught there, and that is fixed. I went back and touched up a lot of it. There's also that strand by your ear. That one I originally had mostly green. And I'm like, that's not right. And that got pointed out on Reddit. I actually fixed that one. So it was a lot of messing with it to get the sort of effect that it's coming from down below and off to the side.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But no, it just kind of, for the most part, fell into place. I was like, okay, I'd even take it sometimes, look at it from down below. And if it was all pink, I knew I was doing something right.
That's a good point.
And if you look at it from the opposite direction, if there's no pink, again,
You're doing it right. Yeah.
I was doing something kind of right.
I mean, there are so many really smart compositional choices you made on this piece. That neutral brown skin tone contrasted against the really powerful pink and green was a really smart choice. Also, using the pink as the, because again, you're working your color wheel, right? That pink and the green, but it's framing the model, and you've got this really like quiet zone in the middle with the colors of the skin. And then just these little pops with the eyes, the lips, the nose. You're able to take in the whole model. It draws your eyes across it very well. It's just a really smart piece of art. Very well composed, very thoughtfully composed. And really do see, I love your comment about how you really made an effort to seek out feedback on this because again, that shows too the level of refinement and thought that went into this to get here. That doesn't happen painting alone in your basement asking your cat.
Yeah.
Or cats.
Yeah.
In that case too.
They're
yeah.
just terrible. My cats are terrible with composition.
I keep wanting to knock it over for some reason.
Yeah, they're exactly. Yeah.
Speaking to something else too, as opposed to the coloring, the freehand on this model, fantastic.
Oh,
the
yeah, we
eyes
didn't talk about
especially pop so well in person. It's crazy.
And the
But
little,
it's
like,
not obnoxious.
No, it's not obnoxious. It's not
I
distracting.
do
It's
wish-
it pulls you in.
The tattoo spider, really happy with that turn. The back one, I went in kind of with no plan, and I'm wishing I would have maybe thought about it a little more before I started just doodling. So I'm like, oh, I give her wings, geometric wings. And I'm like, well, I need space filled, and just kind of doodled. I wish I would have maybe gone at it with
Yeah.
a little more planning rather than just, we'll doodle and see what happens. And
I don't necessarily see it as a bad thing though, in my way, because it feels more organic, more, someone just kind of put it there without thinking, or it was just a bad artist. Someone she paid poorly. I don't know.
Got drunk.
I got drunk and someone, those 3 a.m.
But I think
tattoos.
part of it too, I was also wish it too would have maybe gone even more a little close and tight with the geometry because like it's supposed to look very artificial. I want it to
Yeah.
look almost doll-like. Because like I said, it's a cyborg.
Yeah.
She's mostly cyborg, so.
And I understand you had a night before low-key disaster.
It
wasn't the project?
It was a while ago, but I was like, I didn't really get around to fixing it. Last thing, I'm like, wow, this is really cool. I am so happy with this. I'm like, this is awesome. All right, gonna go clear coat it. Fog. Various 4-letter words were shouted. As soon as it dried, I'm like, I ruined it.
What'd you
And
use for your clear coat?
She was AK Ultramat,
Okay.
which is
I
really.
usually don't get fogging with
No,
that.
I
That's
don't. It was a
surprising.
really humid day, and I think I just got unlucky. It also, I don't know if I maybe didn't shake it enough too, or something. Something weird happened. Anyway, it got some fogging on it, and it was. That's sadly now when I look at it, it's all I see is the fog. It's like,
You know what? I didn't even notice it. If Kelsey hadn't said something, I never would have noticed it.
that
But
is
so
something
it is. Those last-minute disasters happen. They happened to me this year, 2 hours before I was supposed to leave for Adepticon, and you find a way to recover from it.
I also
And
think I learned too. Just if you got a really bright, vibrant, obnoxious color model, maybe AK Ultramat's not the right. Because it literally dulled. Those were almost painful to look at. Obnoxious colors. They show really bright on camera.
Yeah.
They definitely are dulled down by that clear coat because it dulls down your colors, and I found that out the hard way.
yeah, no, very nice work. Thank you.
Well
Thank
done,
you.
Chris.
Thanks for
Yeah,
jumping in and
thank
chatting.
you. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Do we want? I don't know how much time you have. I know
have a
you have a
few more,
limited amount of time. Okay.
I have a
Do
few-
we?
I have a
Do
few
we
more.
wanna
I'd
do-
like to maybe do like 2 more.
2 more? Okay.
I have one I want to talk about.
Which one's
one?
that?
I want to talk about Walrus Man.
Walrus Man. All right. Number 94.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured this had a special place last night.
He did come in and was asking for some critiques.
Oh, he
so,
was?
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you can give him the full blast of what your opinions are on this thing.
Yeah, he was very adamant on wanting to know more about what he could improve upon on this
Oh, okay.
Arctic Minotaur.
Okay. So I'd be happy to talk a little bit more about that. So first of all, I love this piece. It is is an incredibly well executed piece. Great color harmony, really good composition. The volumes of the muscles are done really well without going over the top on it. There's a lot of detail on this model, but he did a very good job showing restraint and not getting too bogged down in painting the details to a really, so that the model kind of falls apart and becomes really chaotic. The front, like I was saying last night, the 2 gold emblems and then the gold on the mustache of the walrus kind of create this vertical line of composition that draws your eye across the whole model. The texturing is great. The leather is fantastic. That hair on the back is absolutely mind-boggling. The shark skin is great. So across and just as it just reads really well as a whole model. Like it feels alive. I just keep staring at these as it's spinning around in front of me. The muscles and the muscle tone and the skin tones on that. It just really blew me away.
I think there are some times where you look at a model that's in the case and you just I've done this before where it's like you look at a model and you're like, I love this. I love everything about this. Even if it's not the best painted, even doesn't win like that top score, gets top marks. I don't care. I love this model, you know. And I think that's this one for you for sure.
Absolutely.
Where it's just it. I don't know. There's some models that just tug at you and you're like, yeah, this is it. Because I look at this now and I see the blubber marks on the shark, and I think it's well executed because it doesn't feel fleshy, but it doesn't feel like flat. It's not bloody, but it's something else entirely, and I think it executes on that well. And that's like that little pinpoint that I really like on this model that gives it kind of that lifelike quality to me. I know that the little critique that I had on it was like the boot leather fell apart for me a little bit, where it felt a little muddled, a little washed out. When all the other like leather straps felt like they were well defined and well in place, when that other leather just didn't have it for me.
Yeah, I mean, since Gary specifically was looking for feedback,
I think
Gary,
feedback's good here.
here's what I would say would really take this model to another level. I think your muscle tone, you have not fallen into the trap of creating muscle islands. That is, you have no idea how hard it is to avoid that. I still fight with that. So the muscle tone feels really well defined, but uniform, right? You don't have blobs of muscles. That said, you're kind of living in this 4 to 6 range with your values. I see some nice volumes here, maybe even like 4 to 7. Like if 1 is your darkest and 10 is your brightest.
Do you want to kind of explain?
Oh yeah,
that
I'm sorry. I
concept?
apologize. Yeah.
I think it's a good explanation.
So when you think about how do you create contrast on a miniature and how you create volume, you're creating volume mostly through contrast, and you create contrast in many different ways. But the 2 ways that you see it most commonly in miniature painting is through value, brightness. So you've got, when I say 1 to 10, or you're living 4 to 6, what I'm saying is if 1 is pure black and 10 is pure white, you want your model to have a little bit of both, right?
Right.
You want to have something close to pure black and something close to pure white, strategically deployed.
Yep.
And the whole model doesn't want to do that. But at the same side, you don't want your whole model living at a 5.
Yep.
Right.
Because then there's no definition. So if you were to you've got some really nice shadows. Honestly, I think your shadows are really strong. Yeah. I think if you were to just push the highlights and get a little more volume through a little brighter highlight on the muscle tone, especially around the face, I wouldn't even do a whole lot on the arms and chest, maybe a little bit on the shoulders. The face really does need it, though. The face is kind of, the face should, you've got this great focal point with the 2 gold medallions, and then the face itself is a much lower value, so the face almost recedes into the background, when really on any kind of model of this scale, that wants to be your high point.
I was going to say there's like from where we're facing, the right hand top shoulder muscle feels like that's where you want it to be. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Where you want to push it up into that kind of realm where in that front shoulder area, that's kind of the highlight that I think that would be, he'd want to be more universal in that area.
Yep.
Push in that like crown area, or upper chest, torso area. Because it just, it's like right here. Yep. It just pops just a bit more. And like that would be great to have elsewhere in it. And I think that would bring it, for me too, where it would bring it to that next level up.
And one of the smart things that he's done, so I said there's a few ways to get contrast. Another one is through color value, right? You can, purple and yellow are opposites on the color wheel. And that's sort of what he's doing here. He's got a reddish purple in the shadows and an orangish yellow on the highlights. So again, that's a really smart way to do that contrast. But I think now if you add some value into that, that will also really push that. The NMM on the medallions could be a little crisper. That's a really detailed piece of carving on that medallion. So I think getting some lining around that. The lighting too is also a little inconsistent. I would really encourage you to look at. There's tons of reference images online of, for lack of a better, I'll just call it a symbol shape that you could use to look at to understand where the lights and darks should go on those on that NMM piece. The bone is a little too uniform. I think in general, I think that, just a lot of the non-walrusy parts are a little too uniform. The shark skin is kind of very uniform gray. Texture is great,
Texture's
Yes.
great.
but I just want to see a little more shadow and a little more brightness. And then Alex, you mentioned on the leathers, parts of it, the leather are really well executed, and parts of it are just not executed to the same level. You've kind of got to commit if you're going to take all of your leather to this really articulated, distressed level. You've kind of committed to taking that across the whole model. And then lastly, I know it's not a base competition, but anytime you put your model on something, that's also being judged. I think that you could do a little bit more with the cork and snow, because the cork still very much reads like cork.
Yeah.
There are things that you can do with milliput and sand, and I use cork bases all the time. But when you start layering in additional textures onto that before you put on the snow, then it just breaks down that corkiness of it.
One piece of feedback, because I've done a lot of snow bases too, is that having just kind of that texture snow or texture paste, it doesn't read like snow. You have to work to get it to read like snow. You have to really either water it down or add layers, because snow has a ton of layers of it to make it look and feel like real snow. So if you don't have that, if you don't have in this way like melty snow and glacial snow and kind of, there's different ices and water effects and things, you need to layer those up. And I think that that's kind of lost on me, where it feels like it's just, I can tell that it's texture, it's a cork base with texture paint on it.
Yeah.
And I have to kind of shove that aside to remember, oh, this is actually a snowy base.
Right.
If you never have that in the first place, where, I feel like it is that. Also, don't be afraid to put, if you can get some of that like powdered snow stuff, putting that on the model where, it feels environment.
Right.
Just
Adding it
gonna
into
say
the
that same
environment.
thing.
Yeah,
grounded.
If you were to add, I mean, nobody can see what I'm pointing at, but if you could bring some of that snow up onto his boots.
Yeah.
If you look at, so Gary, I'd really recommend you look at a piece by Arno Lazaro, the Spanish painter. He has a polar bear rider in a snow scene, and the way that he brings snow onto the model, the way he uses the snow base to actually incorporate the model onto the base is just absolutely stunning. Also, Borehammer's Golden Slayer Sword winner from Adepticon this year with the giant Stormburrow chicken on the icy waterfall. Again, really well executed snow.
Yeah, because snow, as well, for real life references as well, like looking at Inuits or persons that live in the Arctic Circle, where you see wind-blown snow, it sticks more like dust than it does like snow.
Yeah.
Or what we might traditionally think of snow. So the head on the sharks are going to be colder. They're not going to have warmth to them, so they're going to have icy sheen or snow stick to them, versus the walrus is going to be warm, so like he is not going to be covered in snow, but he might have drips of water, things of that nature. So having it be in scene, I think it doesn't have to be a lot. I don't want a ton off of it. I just want a little bit, just a touch to give me that sense of scene. And I agree, it's not a base competition, but when you put your base, when you make your figure in a scene, you want to sell the scene.
You need to sell the scene.
Yeah.
No,
So-
but all of that feedback, Gary, and by no means meant to diminish the accomplishment of
No.
the piece. It is absolutely a stunning piece. It was one of my favorite pieces of the whole competition.
Yeah.
And just thank you so much for sharing it with us. And I look forward to seeing what you do next.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Did you have any thoughts, Kelsey?
No,
we
I-
wax poetic over here, but
I agree. I think I remember us recalling the chains in the front needed to be a little bit more
they needed
highlighted
a
as
little
well.
bit more.
Against a little more. Yeah, with metals, yes. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
it's just bright. It kind of gets lost in the front of the model, especially with your non-metallic gold. It just your gold really brings it in, but if you're gonna do non-metallic, you should incorporate it to the entirety of your model. So brighten up.
great
You only need a couple more shades brighter on those silvers, and then I think you would get it.
Yeah, non-metallics are non-metallic is the one time you do want a 1 and a 10 on your model.
Yep.
You need that full range of base essentially black to essentially white on non-metallics to really sell it.
And amusingly enough, they're typically sitting right next to each other.
Yep, which makes it very challenging
Yes,
to paint.
yes.
No, again, a fantastic piece.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes,
I got time for one more.
Oh, you
One
got time for
more?
one more?
I got time for one more.
You having too much fun?
Do we want to continue on with our winners through?
Yeah. You know what? Do we want to talk about drogs?
Oh yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah. So number 38, as opposed to 39, 38.
Yeah.
Many drogs.
Many
the,
drogs.
The drogs of many colors.
Which they actually came in, and I was able to give them back my piece of feedback that I'd love to give on this, and they were very receptive.
Oh,
Both of
good.
them were extremely receptive
Oh, good. I'm
in
so
listening
glad to hear
to
that.
it. So I'm excited to talk about that here.
So this was one of our 2 drogs.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the 2 drogs.
At Golden Demon this year, there were 9 Angrons entered. And
9 angry
it made me
Angrons.
so happy that we actually got to 9. I would have
Yeah,
been really
right.
disappointed if
Yeah.
they stopped at 8,
Yeah.
or if they'd gotten a 10. Maybe if they got it, maybe they got a 10th and they rejected it. saying,
that's
sorry,
probably a good
We're
idea.
at 9. We can't.
We can't accept any.
We can't
Honestly,
accept a 10th.
If there was 8, you'd almost want to buy one, build one, base prime it, and just enter it. You know what I mean?
know.
Like just for the.
Also, in a cheeky little bit, whoever it was putting models in the case lined up all 9 Angrons next to each other in the case. It was
Perfect.
It was hilarious.
Wonderful.
But no, okay, yeah.
This one, oh man.
Start us off.
So
I love this. I love this piece.
This piece was a pleasure to look at. There was so much about it that really sold it. This one sells that environmental kind of feeling to it. It adds in that dusty desert kind of feel to it. The rock that it stands on, the cloth that is kind of dragging behind it and catching all that dust. There's texture and light all over this thing that really sell what it is. You had brought this up yesterday, Dan, and I repeated it to the person, to Eric about it. But it's the way that your eye is drawn to the kind of the from the base up to the center of the model, and it then like restricts towards the face. So you're kind of drawn in a way, your eye for color, where you go from these browns and oranges to reds to brown, to browns again, to grays to green. So it has like this compositional way to funnel your eye in a way that doesn't feel jarring, but it also feels like you can explore each part of this model without getting lost. And I really appreciate that. The leathers on this thing, phenomenal. They're well defined. They feel like leather. They feel like like a padded leather armor and all that.
Well, and that's always not the easiest thing, especially when you're trying to do a wood texture versus your leather, and then making sure there is a difference in that. It's like there is no. You could do many different shades of brown, so it's
They're both brown materials.
so you got to make sure that it's visually different.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, the use of color on this is what really jumps out to me. The brush control is Eric you clearly have really exemplary brush control.
Yeah.
It is so cleanly painted, and I love to see that. But the smart placement of color, the way that the base and then the ring, that flamey bit behind him, that ties the whole thing together, and then you have this really bold green pop in the middle. And not only is this bold green pop, but it is really well rendered. You've got good definition to it. You're creating your volumes, you're creating your highlights, your use of texture throughout. It is a very different kind of leather. It is much softer. It's not like it's worn. It feels worn, but it doesn't feel distressed, but it still feels very soft and lived in.
Right.
The wolf, that neutral tone, that neutral kind of cool tone against all these warm tones everywhere else. It's a very warm green, so that wolf really stands out, but also helps focus your eye. The base, the environment is so good on this. I don't know is that the base it comes with, or was that custom?
I think the base it comes with is the rock that it's currently standing on, and I
Okay.
think all the extra rocks are added.
Okay, and then all the little cacti and stuff like in the skulls. And we talked about this last night. All the elements, again, if you put an element on a base, think about it. And he clearly did, because it feels integrated. It's not just, oh, I had some skulls and I'll throw some skulls on.
The
but
skulls feel
the
like
skulls
they're
feel
part of
they're
the
part of the base.
They're
Yeah.
part of the sand. They're part of the dust.
Yeah.
To that point, and he was very receptive. So a couple things.
Yeah.
One item that you mentioned was the face.
Yep.
This green,
Yeah.
this warm green. So he and the next guy, Ben Tompkins, the other one that entered in his drogs, they were arguing back and forth about which one was better. Helmet or no helmet. It wasn't even like which one is better painted. It
Yeah.
was, well, I think that the non-helmeted version is way better and you should have done that. And he's like, but I like the helmet. And he's like, no, you should have done no helmet. It was just the helmet versus
That's
no
so
helmet.
funny.
It was so funny.
Yes, the choices you make, those choices are important.
Yes, they are.
And especially when I'm working with a Games Workshop model, one of the first things I do is look at it and go, what do I need to cut off of this?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
they are so busy.
Yeah.
Weirdly, it didn't even occur. Was the other one not helmeted?
Yeah, it was not helmeted.
I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah, yeah.
I did not even pick up on that. And ironically, and again, no shade on the other drogs, but the face on this one jumped out so much more.
Yes.
Even though it has the helmet and less quote unquote head that's visible, I think because it's so the use of color and how that color is rendered just draws your eye to it so much more.
Yeah, it does. So the one critique that I had, and I shared this with Eric,
Yeah.
was I wanted more texture powder or weathering powders.
Yeah.
He said pastel chalks is what he used. I wanted that more on the fur because
Yeah.
as it's running through this world
pulling it into the environment.
as I'm visualizing this thing running and galloping through this desert area, it's
Mm-hmm.
going to be brushing up against walls and kicking up dust and having dust thrown into it and wind and all that kind of stuff. And in this way, like on the cloth, it's perfect,
Yeah.
beautiful, but the paws hardly have any of it. The fur doesn't have any of it. And having that cool, like you said, that cool gray tone, having a little bit of that dust that is signifying a
Moves
way.
that transition, because that's a really stark
Yeah.
transition.
Yes.
Again, nobody can see what
Yep.
I'm pointing at, but I'm pointing
The-
at
yeah,
the
the
paw, the
paws,
front
yeah.
paws sitting on the rock. That's a really harsh transition, and sometimes that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you would just feel, since the paws are not your focal point.
Yep.
Right.
You can make that feel more grounded, and also just pull your eye a little, keep it moving, because naturally your eye wants to stop at that bright
Yep.
white spot.
And honestly, I think that if here's my kind of thought process, and roll with me on this. Tell me
Yeah,
if I'm wrong
please.
here. But I feel like if fur is going through this deserty kind of scene and has dust settling on it, it doesn't take away from the gray tone that it has. If he scrubs it in and like really scrubs it in,
Right.
I think that would be it. But if it's just sitting on top, I don't think it would take away from the overall gray
No,
kind of cool
not at
tone.
all.
I think it would integrate it better into the base and into the world that it sits in.
I would agree.
And that's where my feedback comes from. Is like I want to see that environment
Yep.
happen, and so it minor feedback again. A gorgeous model.
Fantastic.
Absolutely
piece.
beautiful.
Yeah. So I know.
All right.
Yes,
time
I would
is limited
I
here.
would love, but
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 but you
Okay.
got one more. You got one more in here or no?
okay, we'll do a speed
Oh,
round. We'll do
boy.
a speed
All
round.
right,
We'll
all
do a
right.
speed round and one
Run.
more.
All right. Speed round of one more. Actually, we
Historical
got
or
two.
minute?
We got.
Oh, we have three.
Oh, yeah.
We have three golds
We
left.
still have-
Yeah, we
still
have three
sci-fi.
golds left. We
Okay.
have Giant Snorf, Taylor's whole big unit, the tank from historical, and I'm missing one. Oh, guy with hammer, Rob Seeley.
Oh,
Which one?
okay. Let's do a lightning round of all four.
Okay. All right. Let's start off with Rob Seeley's number
Because I think
96.
I get to a point where I just kind of start repeating myself about the
Trust me,
it
this
happens.
is-
model.
So here's the
I think
secret
we
about
can
doing.
I think we can lightning round these last four.
Here's the secret with this. Typically, what people do is that they find when their model is on screen, and then they skip to that point, and then they don't listen to anything we say before and after. So repeating yourself is actually not that bad. I'll be honest.
That's not untrue.
Yeah.
Having done that with my
yes,
own models.
yes.
and they've shown up
I'm
in
just as
videos,
guilty as
We
someone who
know,
does
we know.
this. Yeah,
We've
it's-
all been there.
We've all been there.
So you want to be,
But
you want to be it.
do
so,
lightning round from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
All right.
So number 96, going once, going twice. DJ Rick is finding it back there. Oop, he's got it. All right, guy
All
with
right,
hammer.
guy with hammer.
Guy with hammer. Also, hey Brandon, it's good to see you.
100%.
And 100%.
Totally
he's in
agree.
there. Thanks, chat.
Great model, great composition, great use of color.
Actually, hold on.
It's still here.
Oh, it's still here. Yeah.
It is still here.
If he didn't want us to look at it, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
he would have came and picked it up earlier.
That's true.
The
Exactly.
texturing is amazing.
Texturing is amazing. True metallics.
Yes, true metallics.
Love the true metallics. Always going to have a soft spot for anybody who can execute true metallics well.
He crushed it. He
Crushed
always
it.
does. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yep.
It's one of his specialties, and I'll be honest, it shines through, and he gets better every time. So
Yeah, no, great piece all around. Are we doing feedback or are we?
Yeah,
are we
yeah.
only
Quick
doing-
feedback.
Yeah, do a
I don't-
little bit of
we,
feedback.
we wanted more with the basing.
yes.
Yeah, yep. The only thing is, the everything else in this model is rendered so well. The base could use some of that same care and a little more chromatic variation in the base, because that exists everywhere else in the model. Oh, the other thing I really wanted to highlight on this model kills the myth that to be a competition-winning model, you have to have buttery smooth blends. These blends are not at all smooth.
Yes.
But what Rob has done is executed these blends really smartly through the use of texture, through cross-hatching, and that actually creates more visual interest and makes this model even more compelling to look at.
Right.
Great,
Absolutely.
great work, Rob.
Awesome.
I love it.
A
Awesome
plus.
job.
A plus.
all around. Yeah.
right.
Absolutely fantastic. All right, next up, lightning round. Unit 123, 123.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. And by the way, the person just spoke. I forget
It
what
was.
her name was.
She's the one who entered the bees.
The
She was the
bees.
first
The
model.
bees,
in.
Oh man,
Caitlin,
the
yeah.
bees. Yeah, those bees.
Shout out to Caitlin from the source.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's okay. Yeah. She had those bees, and those nurgling bees caught a lot of eyes. And they will be up on YouTube later on
Probably the next
tomorrow,
Probably
this
the next
week,
couple days.
whenever I can upload them all. There's a lot of videos. Okay.
Oh,
So
Unit.
Taylor.
Taylor.
So I question your life choices to do an entire army and yeah, great. My dude, are you okay? Is the question I,
don't
feel like
think
I
he
need to
is.
ask
Who
you.
hurt you?
who hurt you at such a young age?
Fantastic. It is a really bold, flippant choice to decide to do that.
Yes.
And if you're going to do that, you have to do it well. And absolutely did. Love the red.
It's so vivid.
The red is so vivid, and the red complements the cool tones of the metals really well. The skin tones, such as they are within this piece, are very neutral, then providing a backdrop almost to white, like a beige, like a woodberry beige backdrop to the rest of the model. It's just beautifully executed across the model. Every model has the same level of care. The base is simple, but works well with the rest of it. Great work.
Well, in the also the tray. The tray is also very well done. I know you were working on that toward the very bitter end for this weekend, and you got it done, and it looks fantastic.
I will say he actually did. He stuck to using only 4 colors across the entirety of everything.
I love that. It shows.
And it's
works.
the Zorn palette, and he tried to
works.
do the Zorn palette, and I really do think that he did a good job.
It's a bold
with it.
choice,
Yeah.
but it works.
Yeah, and all of us online were like, "You should try and do this to add a different color." And he's like, "No,
No.
I'm doing 4 colors and that's it." And he stuck to his guns. I'll give him that.
You know what? There's something to be said for setting yourself to a unique challenge with a miniature project and carrying it through. And you learn a lot. I would love to talk to Taylor sometime and find out what he learned from that process.
Yes.
I think he said something along the lines of he hates it. So he said actually that he wanted to do more. He was
learned-
really he loved the process and the challenge and the restrictions. So he said he had a lot of fun with it.
Learning self-loathing through miniature painting.
Yes.
Since
Aren't we all there?
Yeah.
All right, speed round. Number 53, Ryan Wagon with the a tank. I'm not even going to pronounce that. I'm not going to try. Somus 38H. I can't say things
yeah.
like that. I don't know.
oh,
Yeah,
this
tank.
piece, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love weathering. It's one of my favorites. And again, with any bolt action, you want to see either it has to be a beat up tank or it has to be perfectly perfect. You know,
Right off the showroom,
Yeah,
yeah.
right off the showroom. And I love tanks that are in world, in scene. And this was one that we picked out as once we elevated Best in Show, this became the automatic, like just next in line.
Yep.
Just everything about the rust effects, the weathering about it, the color choices. You can tell that they use something like a sponge to really pick out those edges. But I don't feel like it detracts, and it feels like it's in world.
Yep. And it's tiny.
And it's tiny. This thing's
Yeah,
so
I think he was only about like that.
yeah,
that big.
it was,
small.
yeah, a
It's
couple
so
inches maybe, and it was just cute and fun.
Oh, speaking of tiny, Tyler, your epic Deathwing was.
Oh man, yeah,
bonkers.
Yes.
we should have gone back to that. That thing's crazy. Oh, I bet. Yeah, these guys behind the camera, they were like, that sucked to take pictures of. And Taylor cackled when he heard how much you loved it, and also how much you cursed him for how good it was. So he was. He
just
was
not
very,
right.
Yeah, no,
It's just not right.
Again, who hurt you?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
seek help.
And/or are you a witch?
Yeah.
Are
I
you
believe.
good witch or a bad witch?
Yeah, the non-metallic metal and the freehand on that thing. I know we're getting away from this thing, but it was just,
Sorry,
it
yeah.
was just
Sorry, I don't
crazy.
mean to disrespect
Anyway,
Ryan.
Oh, there's a
oh my
Deathwing.
God, yes, thank you,
Oh,
thank you
good
for
God,
that. It's just
yeah.
no, my.
That's
This thing's probably the size of a penny. It's tiny.
I think it's not even that
No.
big.
It's not the tiniest model we've ever accepted in
but
Dwarven
it's
X, but
close.
it's a good second.
Yeah, this thing's
That-
crazy.
Yeah, that.
The free hand on the shoulder
You need to
pauldrons.
take this away. We're not. Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
No, so back to this again. Great use of color, great use of texture. The camouflage pattern is really solid.
Oh, yeah.
Just across, it's really well done.
This is what I love to see in bolt action. I love to see good tanks that are well loved,
Agreed.
well used. As well, something else that hasn't been mentioned: the treads. All of the dirt effects in there feel real. They don't feel overdone. They don't feel removed. I feel like if they weren't there, I'd miss them. So yeah.
And we got one more.
Yeah,
We got
absolutely.
one more gold.
We have the giant Schnorf.
Schnorf.
Oh, this
Snorf,
is so
yeah.
fun. This model is so
Schnorf.
fun.
Now I actually got to talk to this person too before.
Oh, really? You did? Okay.
Yeah,
Number 27.
He's
I'm
still
sorry. Number
hovering around.
27.
He also did the Spider Queen bus.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
was-
We had a
So-
lot to say about that one,
Yes.
actually. A lot of feedback on that. I hope did they pick it up?
Yeah. No, it's
still
still
there.
here.
All right.
He's
Yeah.
still around the convention.
Got it. Yeah. This thing.
Yes. So cute. It's so cute.
It has such a moment.
Yeah, this is just really fun. It's got great texture to it, great color, but great use of color. I love the use of other materials like the slime and the super glossy eyeball. I don't know if that comes across. That comes across pretty well in the photos.
It does.
Nice modulation of color. I would like to see a little more variety of color, a little more depth through the model,
Especially like fingernails, toenails, like
and
yeah.
get a little more highlights. This one again. This would be an example of where you're living like 4 to 6, and I really like you like 3 to 8.
Yeah.
But it's still a great piece, and it's just really fun. It's a great Also, it's a great composition. I'm a sucker for composition. I'm willing to overlook paint if the composition's really good, and the composition's really good on this.
Right, and then putting an extra highlight on the armbands would be really cool too, and accenting some of the raised edges on the back of the giant Snorf as well would really add more to the model as well.
Yeah, adding things in like the weathering powders or something to indicate that it's running through its environment and moving.
Yeah.
Even what would be really fun with this for me, and I don't know if it would remove or make anything worse. Maybe you guys can give me an opinion. Having like a dust cloud coming up off the back as like this movement of action and scene, like even with
It's
a
so hard to do in
That would
miniature.
be
oh,
hard.
it is. Yeah, it's crazy hard. But if you could
I like
hit
the
it.
idea. I love the idea. Just give it a little more animation.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of a very Looney Tunesy kind of.
Yeah,
character.
Even like
So
if
adding
you
some of
took
that.
like a cotton, pulled cotton and dip it into like a weathering powder and like put it in the back and just have it so it's kicked up dust. I mean,
Yeah.
even something to just indicate its
Sure,
movement
there's
would be great.
3D printable dust
Oh
clouds
yeah,
on
yeah,
the internet.
absolutely.
somewhere.
I'm sure someone's come up with it.
Yeah.
Shout out to mymanufacturer.com.
All right. Thank you.
All right, that is
Thank
it
you
for that.
so much.
Yes.
This was so much fun. I appreciate. I guess to everyone, my message to everybody watching would be, keep working and make our job even harder next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a hard job. This was-
Because
Man.
I love any day I get to spend looking at awesome models is a good day for me.
Yes, and these were no exception. It was, it was really hard to go through some of these and actually choose.
Agreed.
Yes.
You know,
Agreed.
and give good feedback. It's a taxing thing, but it was really fun, really rewarding.
Absolutely, 100%.
So-
And we hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. Like
Yeah.
we are here because of you. Like there is a need for it, and we are here to help
Yeah.
and do what we can.
Dan, I hope that you can return to us sometime as a guest judge again.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It
I'll
was
plan for it again next
pleasure.
year.
again, an honest pleasure and a ton of fun. So
Cool.
Yeah. And
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I think we're going to take a short break,
Yes.
and we'll be back in like 5 minutes time and go from
Sounds
there.
good.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. Sorry, it's been a little longer than 5 minutes, I promise. It was a lot of vendors and bathroom breaks and all that. So, anyway.
So, we have our first interviewed young blood here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
My name is Leela.
All right, Leela. All right. So Leela here is a youngblood. She entered in a couple different models into the categories for that. And we have a youngbloods category specifically for any painters, up and coming painters that, you know what, they need to know that they are doing something right, and they can get positive critiques and in a safe space, in a safe way. So so that's what we were trying to provide our best. Dan absolutely loved the gentleman that was just here.
Yeah.
He absolutely loved your models, and he was very excited to talk about them as well. So and happily handed you a couple of silver coins, if I remember correctly, too.
Yeah,
So
I believe so.
so why don't you tell? Let's talk about what's the first number that we want to do? 98 or 99? Which one do you want? 98.
98.
All right, 98 it is.
All right, we got our Sharky.
Yeah, Sharky. So can you what was kind of what you wanted to paint with this? How did you decide to paint it like this with the stripes?
I actually was thinking, maybe a bull shark would look cool.
Okay.
But then I decided, a tiger shark would look cool too. So I just made it look like a tiger shark.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Did you have any particular spot that you really enjoyed painting?
Yes, actually, the entire shark.
The entire shark is a part of the shark. That is fair.
Yeah,
I
it
can
is
give you
fair.
that one. So,
So what drew, like, I understand that this was the paint and tape model here provided
Mm-hmm.
at the during the event, but what what drove you to this color scheme?
I was. It came across to me as like cool, vibrant colors.
Okay, very cool.
okay. Did you have fun painting the paint that was on the actual brush itself?
Yes, actually. It was super difficult though
Was it? Okay. Why was it super difficult?
because I didn't want to mess up the like bristles that weren't painted,
Okay. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
and I didn't want to get like some purple paint on the tail because I had already painted it, and I didn't want to recoat it because I had already recoated it like 5 times already.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Yeah, I can understand that. Did you so is there anything that you would like to change on this model if you had to come back to it?
Yes, actually, I would like to change how there's like smudges everywhere
Okay.
of colors,
Okay.
because it kind of like makes it look not good.
Well, I don't think it necessarily makes it not look not good, but maybe adding another layer of each color would help. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good next step, to be honest, is another layer of paint on each spot. Did you have fun with this model? If you got another one, would like to paint it a different way, or?
I would actually paint it to look like a bull shark
Okay.
instead of a tiger shark. This, if I could get another one.
I think we have another one somewhere.
We might know somebody that
Yeah, we
might
might
have
know
another
know
one.
someone that has one, one or two or four. So, but is there anything else that you would like to talk about for this model before we let you go? Get back to life and such. No.
No.
Okay, that's fair.
All good.
Well, Leela, thank you so much for entering and joining us for a brief interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
Anything
your
else?
very busy schedule.
In your very busy schedule, yeah. Kelsey, any other thoughts?
Just keep on painting, keep improving, and we'd love to see more in the future from you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right.
So,
Awesome.
thank you very much. We're actually going to grab another interview with our resident printer, Peter from Daedalus Studios, who does all the trophies and such,
Yeah.
and all these.
Who
all
actually
these cool
printed
models,
those
yeah.
sharks.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be back in just a second to grab that and swap out some interviewees. So, all right, we'll
Thank
see you in a
you.
minute. Thanks so much.
Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. I know you're captive. Oh, hi, Peter.
Speaking of captives.
Yeah, speaking of captives. So we're joined by Peter, who is at Daedalus Studios, our resident printer. Prints all the trophies, all the coins, anything that's come across Dwarven Axe in the past 4 years, 3 years?
I think it's 3 or 4 years
Oh,
at this
God.
point.
Has it
It's
been
been
that
a while.
Been a while.
He's the one that prints it, and honestly, it's been fantastic because all of them have been fantastic. There's so many comments.
Right.
People
I
actually
appreciate
like your
that.
stuff. so
I
it's-
really do
it's great.
appreciate it. And we try and do a good job.
Yeah, absolutely. So, any complaints can be forwarded to what's the email?
info@daedalusstudios.com.
There you go.
Happy to take the complaints and happy to take the commentary.
Yeah. So if you, by the way, if it's ever someone wants to get a print or anything like that, this is not sponsored. By the way, this is just he always seems to turn up in every single Discord ever of like, hey, anybody know
much.
who Daedalus Studios is? They do great printing. It's like, hey, by the way,
Right.
tag.
This is Daedalus Studios. You're looking at most of it. It's family and me.
Captive audience. Speaking of, this you've stuck your head in now a couple times at a couple different conventions,
have
a
indeed.
couple different
Yeah.
Dwarven axes.
Yep.
So
And it's always extraordinary. It's always extraordinary to see how year after year, session after session, event after event, the quality rises.
Oh, yeah.
The variation rises as well.
Yeah.
You get all of these varieties of styles, all of these varieties of miniatures, all of these varieties of everything you could possibly ask for, and people are getting down into the detail of things that those of us who are plebs don't necessarily get to those details. We sort of brush over them as if they're background noise. But to see some of those details pop, so to see some of those things come through as highlights of a piece is extraordinary.
And in all honesty, you bring up a good point of like models that originally it was a lot of like, here's a Warhammer model, en masse, copy and paste. Here's a WizKids model en masse, a couple of them, and now we're getting. Where did this come from? Oh, it's a 3D print from such and such studio, and I found it online, and then such and such printed it, and it looks great, or I picked it up on Etsy, and too often it's David going, by the way, Peter printed this for me already. By the way, just as an aside, I sent David the Elder Brain Dragon because he'd mentioned it. I was like, check this out, and he's like, I already bought it and I already sent it over to Peter, and then he just like, here you just hand it to him, and he's like, where did this come from?
It's a gorgeous miniature. And
It is.
He sent it to me, and I was like, I'm not sure I'm going to get it done in time for Renegade. I'm not sure. Yeah, I showed up with it yesterday, and he's like, what do you mean you've got it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's like proudly showing it off.
He
to
was
everyone.
telling me on Tuesday that he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to pay Peter, but then he's gonna print me an Elderbrain Dragon." And I'm like, "Oh, cool." And then when I came in on was around Thursday into Friday, you were just like, "Oh, I already have it done."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I won't tell him.
He was
Okay,
giddy.
it was almost done.
Fair.
And I was a little concerned that part of it wasn't going to dry properly. It did. It was fine. It's great. Solid.
It was great.
And really, when you see it, it is a phenomenal piece. It really, like, David will do it justice as well, but like it's
Yeah.
the sculpt itself is lovely.
I am excited because you know what's going to end up in the case at some point, and you're going to have to get pulled over to like look at it and be like, this is what I've brought into the world. So
That is the hope.
And that will hit a table at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does. He paints D&D miniatures.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I can only imagine what those tables look like.
Oh, God, yeah.
He has shelves upon shelves of stuff in his
Well, and
downstairs area. It's
and
amazing.
the variety with that detail and that quality paint job.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So a question for you.
Yes.
Do you have any sort of? I know that you're a painter, as you said, a pleb, and I don't know if that's an accurate statement or not. But do you find that you have a certain type of model that you like to work on? Is there anything that you've been working on recently?
So the latest thing is something you've seen. It is the all croc Saurian army. Oops, all crocs. That came out. That came out to an OPR tournament. Was that a month ago?
Yeah,
and
October.
For those that are online, don't know, OPR is a one-page rules. It's a model agnostic war game system. So
And it let me go through my catalog and go, okay, well, what do I want to paint? So I pulled out I think it's 24 crocs, and painted my way through 24 crocs and a giant Quetzalcoatl that stands about 10 inches tall, I think.
huge.
It's enormous.
massive.
But it made me happy. It was one of those things where putting that work in and getting colors down, I don't get as much time to paint as I used to. But getting colors on that made it come alive, and I was really, really appreciative of the chance to do it.
Well, and having models that you're excited to paint make you want to paint more. I found, and so you're excited, you're giddy to get home and like paint and get things done, and so speaking to that army too, the croc riding a giant croc in the water,
Yes.
surfing it.
Also, very nasty in game as someone who played against it.
Oh yeah, that's true. I can't speak to that end,
Yeah.
but I've heard from several others that they wept at night because of that army. So
It did well. It did well. It did well.
Lizard.
It is a bunch of beat sticks that all run around and cause trouble.
and do what they do.
They do.
Well, do you want to join us for a
couple of-
a couple of miniature
I would
reviews?
love to.
You can give your thoughts.
Certainly.
Did you have one that you particularly enjoyed looking at when you peeked your head in here?
That is a tough one because there were a lot of them, and
Yes.
that's my problem. Is how do I narrow it down? Because obviously, a number of the folks that I found out later actually were winners were ones that I was like, okay, yes, I love that piece. The one with the sharks on it, the walrus with the sharks.
Yeah,
attached
we
to it.
already we went through
I'm
that
sure you
one
went through
already.
that
Yeah,
one,
that
but-
was one of Dan's actual favorites. So
Yeah.
he gushed about that model.
And rightly so. But what I was interested in were there were a lot of smaller figures that people had gone to really intense detail on, and they'd gotten a lot of really clean shading through. If there's any on that list, I'm more than happy to talk them through.
I actually have one.
Yeah.
Can we pull up number 25? DJ Rick's nodding right now. I feel like I need to be like DJ Rick.
DJ Rick.
Number 25, which is the Psyduck.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
David actually just
So
recently left.
Psyduck.
It's the thing is that when you first look at it, you're like, oh, it's a Psyduck.
Yeah.
That's fun. And then you look a little closer, and every single one of those brush strokes,
Yes.
all the way around the model, are just so intense. They,
Yeah, they pop so nicely. And David took a silver in open for this, so
Nice.
he took silver with this, and it's fun. It's taking a simple execution on like 3 or 4 colors, mixing them together, and doing the work and time to just do brush strokes. I look at this and I'm like, there's just time sank into this model.
isn't that just?
So he's actually working on. He was showing me some of his work during. Saturday when everywhere were starting to accept models of other Pokemon he's working on.
Oh, God.
He is actually making Pokeball dioramas with each Pokemon in the inside.
Oh,
So
That's
he
amazing.
has one where it's a red Pokeball opened up and there's a Charmander in the middle.
we're just talking about the original 151, right? We
Yes,
don't need to go
correct,
beyond that.
correct.
Okay, perfect.
Please tell
So
me he's not
he got this Psyduck and he has an idea for it, but he was working on it and he's like, whatever, I'll enter in the competition. He didn't think he was gonna get as high as he did, but he has. I think another one he's working on is a Mew
Okay.
and an Eevee.
Okay.
So
that's
I'm
fun.
super excited to see
Yeah,
what he
I'm-
does
I'm
with that,
really
especially if
excited.
he goes to the length of the texture with like
God,
this.
the texture of this is wild. And initially, when I saw it, I was like, why did someone just enter a Psyduck? You know, it's just yellow. And then I get closer and I'm like, oh.
And that's the trick with it, though. You
Yeah.
look at it and you go, oh, it's a side. Wait a minute.
Yeah. It's too good. So yeah, this was honestly just such a fun model.
Yeah.
Well executed, well thought. So, yeah. Any thoughts from you, Peter?
I think the other thing that didn't strike me when I first looked at it. So first of all, it was in the bottom of the case. So when I'm a tall guy, had to get down to look at it. What I didn't realize until I got closer was the level of gradation that he had through the feet and through the duckbill. That it's a very clean, very even shift from the lighter colors down into some shadow.
Yeah.
Which also is not, it doesn't scream out,
Yeah.
but it adds depth to the model that's way, way beyond what it needed necessarily if you were just doing it for fun.
Yeah,
I guess.
Yeah, and this feels like one of those pieces that is its subtlety is the scream point. It's loud in its own way, and it doesn't.
Go ahead.
No. It doesn't need to be loud. It can just be its own thing. Oh. I'm being paged. 1 second. You talk amongst yourselves.
I also really like that there's a nice blend between like Pokemon realism versus realistic realism.
Yeah. Yeah, and what I love is that it carries that off without getting into the sort of creepy realism factor that you
Right.
often get with realism on Pokemon.
Right. I would really hope to see. I hope he someday takes a picture of his actual display Pokeball with this, because I would
Yes,
love to see
definitely.
what he does with it.
Now that I know it exists, I'm excited to see more.
Yes, especially if you could do like a water effect or something like that. with
Definitely, definitely.
that. Just on the beach. It's like
Or
doesn't
splashing,
understand
or
what's going.
splashing out.
Yeah, that's also possible. Just doesn't know what's going on, but he's happy about it.
Which is important.
Yeah. Oh goodness. What other one would you like to take a look at?
Oh, that's a tough one because I don't know which ones you've done. So
Well, we've
This
done
is
all
the
the
struggle.
gold. We've done all the gold medal ones.
okay,
We could bring that over.
all right. Let's bring our list over so we can actually see what we're
All
talking
right,
about.
let's take a gander. Yeah, DJ's
Oh, DJ's
yeah,
choice. Yes, I
yeah,
think we should do DJ's
go for
choice.
it.
That sounds fantastic.
That sounds like a good plan for me. Oh boy, here we go.
This is concerning.
It is. Oh, the epic scale Deathwing. Okay. So, again, this is we touched base a little bit on this earlier. It was the smallest model entered into this time around.
Oh, I'm like, where did my laptop go?
We are
We stole your
stealthy.
laptop.
Yep. It is the smallest model that was entered this time around for the competition.
Yeah.
The gradation on everything is fantastic. For as tiny as it is, the non-metallic metal is fantastic, and all the little hand-painted calligraphy.
Well, what I love is that the shadows are baked in. Mm-hmm. There's certain pieces where I'm like, on the full-size model, you get details. You get things that let you pop out them. On the backs of those I paint way too many Terminators. It's a problem. But the back of those Terminators have a gradation, a shadow, that I know doesn't exist on that model, but he's added it because that exists on the big model.
Right. Exactly.
So I was given the notice that we actually are shorter on time than we realize. So we're tearing down the convention as a whole. So that's always fun.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's one of those we got to wrap up here soon. And I hate to say that we can't do as much time on reviewing everything. I think if it. Why don't we do you mind joining us for like two more here?
Happy to join you for two
as a
more.
review.
Let's do it.
Do a hot seat round.
Yeah,
round.
you know what? Can we pull up number 40, the Paragon Superior? We'll just do a couple here.
I don't know the names of any of these, so I'm
fine.
excited to see what pops up.
So this is Twisted Nerves painting.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I noticed
fantastic.
that
Yeah.
one. Yep.
Yep.
So just quick thoughts on these ones before shooting through.
We'll get your thoughts.
I was
first.
going to say, the thing that I missed on this scene in the case was I missed the OSL. I missed the one-source lighting. And the one-source lighting adds a depth to it that was difficult to see under the hot lights. But it shows up nicely on these photos.
Yeah, And the non-metallic metal is fantastic. He's actually going through and adding more, and we're seeing more of these shots inside of the Discord, which has been impressive to say the
The
least.
Discord's been lovely to watch everybody's progress through.
It really has. And so he just jumped in recently, and he's like, I'm adding the non-metallic metals on this on these reflections, and they're just awesome. So
Yes.
I'm excited for more.
I love
So,
the style.
Yes, I love the style as well.
It's somewhere between the comic and the realist.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
fantastic for
Yeah,
that.
it does what it needs to do. I think this is one of those that we said, hey, if you put 4 more hours into it, it would be swinging for an axe, it did get an axe, but a higher axe,
Yes.
I should say. So 4 more hours into this would really elevate it more than what it is, and really, I don't have complaints, but it's more of a
Right.
stick to it and keep refining, and I think that it have that extra layer. So.
No, I totally agree.
Let's go for number. Oh shoot! I'm going to jump around a bit. 76. Picked Warlord. This took a silver in historical, and I kind of want to talk about this one just briefly.
Sure.
Because the person that had picked it up, Monty, had. I'm going to be honest. He got a little emotional when I told him that he won an axe with it, and he admitted, he's like, "Hey, I got into this a little late, so those freehand abilities and those easy things for the younger guys and gals to be able to do some of those smoother transitions and freehand, it becomes a little bit more difficult for him, and so just being able to."
You wouldn't really know it.
No.
Like looking at this, you wouldn't know that was a struggle in any way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
Which means that the work is there. The work is solid. The work is all the way through it, and it shows up.
And this to me was one of those how Dan had the walrus. This one stuck out to me as just something about the color composition, the feel, the environment that it sits in. I felt very drawn to it as like it tells a story in a way that I can visualize myself with it and using it. And I know a friend of mine has been playing a game called Ironsworn recently, solo TTRPG.
Yeah.
And I play Starforge, so there's another piece in here that really reminds me of that. But this kind of brought me into that world of like just that solo Viking-esque feel, and being able to really capture. What are you doing tiptoeing back there? Really a look and feel that excited me.
And it has life within a world.
Yes.
And it's life within a world that is on a 28 millimeter base.
Yeah.
So it was super exciting and honest joy to take a look at.
Well, not to mention, just know it. Like you could tell that he knows where the light needs to be placed on that model, and he's working on it. Like it looks great.
Yep, I can't imagine what this looks like on with the rest of an army behind it too.
Oh yeah.
Just fantastic. So
Awesome job, Monty.
moving on, let's move over to actually speaking to that piece. Hold on, I gotta find it. Far away, 32. By Jace Marsh. Jace took a silver with this one.
It's still in the case too.
Yeah, it is. So this is what I said looked like. Reminded me of Ironsworn Starforge. So the sci-fi version of that solo RPG, and it just something about it is very. It's dirty at the same time that it's used. At the same time, it's in the world. We'd gone back and forth with this one a couple times trying to decide where to stick it in the placing, and I got jostled around a little bit here and there trying to decide. But I think that we really settled on a nice location for it. I think this is one of those examples of putting in another 4 hours into it, and it would go a long way.
Sure.
Adding in those extra little bits and bobs, the trying to decide where some of your extra weathering should be and color gradients should be as well. Making sure that you're putting an extra layer of orange and things on it.
But again, they've captured. Jace has managed to capture a sense of life.
Yes, yeah.
It's a sense of this is a ship that's been lived in and lived with.
Yep. And that I think there's some you can't replace that.
No.
It's not fresh off the lot and it's not crumbling into the desert, but it's somewhere in between. It's living on a world and it's been there for
And it almost gives so for somebody who's a big fan of spaceships in general, looking at something that has been loved
Yes.
That comes through in this. This is somebody's baby.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it has that maintained but used feel. I've brought it up before, but it has that same feel of like what Adam Savage says for if you want to make something look realistically dirty, is you take it perfectly clean, you throw dirt and mud at it, and then you clean it. And then you throw dirt and mud at, and then you clean it, and you keep doing that process until you get exactly what you want, because dirt is built up over time, and you never truly get something fully clean. And if you do that several times, you build up this kind of degradation that feels real without it, and you can kind of speed up that process. And that's what I think Jace captures that really nicely.
I
So
agree.
yeah.
Yeah.
Number next. We got.
Next.
I'd say we get 2 more here, and then we probably have to wrap. I hate to say that. You know what? Let's go for number 8. Jamie Cuddles, Gallius hard suit.
Oh, this one strikes a memory point, because I looked at this and I was like, okay, yep, this is on the battlefield. This is running. This is out in the open.
Yep.
And it is seeing real work. It's seeing real action.
Yep. And Jamie is one of the overall organizers at Renegade. So he was a little I don't want to say hesitant, but he was excited to put this in and kind of get our thoughts on it. And I love this. It inspires me to really paint something in this world in kind of like Blackout or Assault. Ascent or whatever the game is. There's a game system in there, but I know Blackout's the one that he was building it for, and it has such a unique feeling to it. Like you said, used, worn. It's on the battlefield. It has all of the points that I want it to be weathered, where weathering is going to appear, and it's not just like, oh, I can fit a sponge here, so it's going to live here. It's no, here are the edges where it's going to be worn. It's going to be digging in. You're going to be having things dragging over it or pulling on it, and he did such a good job with it.
Well, and showing the different textures between the metal versus like the cloth versus padding is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and the wear around the battle damage is
Yes.
also a thing that sort of stood out to me with this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just a well executed model.
Yep.
And all of Jamie's work is like this. It's fantastic. And so I know I advocated for this model especially. It had a special place for me because we had another one of Jamie's models as a selection, and I was like, no, I think we need to look at this one as a better option, and it was agreed upon. And I'll be honest, I think it is the better option of the 2 that he entered in. Another one was a rusty boy, and it was fun. But
Well, and both of them stood out in my memory as being things that were different.
Yes.
They were lived in world things, but this one definitely, I understand the choice between the 2.
Yeah. This would be something that I would want to emulate as something to paint, and I think that stands out to me as something that's very special. So, one more.
Sounds good to me.
One more. Let's see here.
Last but not least.
Last but not least. Ooh, there's so many. There's so many good ones. You know what? Let's do number 84, the pilot. Another bust. And I want to bring this up because this got kind of jostled around a couple times. We had a lot of critiques on it, but I think overall it captures a life. Like, it captures life so nicely. Some of the metallics, to start out with the critiques, some of the metallics were a little overwashed, a little overzealous, and needed more highlight, that kind of thing. But the skin tone, the red, things that make it feel lived in, just pop so nicely.
Yeah. Well, and again, this is one of these that benefits from the photography in this versus the harsh lights on the case. A lot of these pieces, a lot of this piece, I should say, had, to your point, an opportunity for highlighting, an opportunity for depth, resonance through it. And under the harsh lights, it washed it out a bit. And so figuring out where that line is, where that depth can be added, is going to be an interesting challenge. And I think that Jimmy's done a really good job, particularly with giving the character a personality. And then some of the other things have been softened into the background. So I wondered when I was looking at it if that was a choice or if that was just the nature of the painting style that he was going for.
Yeah, and that would be it would be interesting to know what Jimmy has to say about that, because I'd love to hear. We interviewed him, I want to say Q1 of this year, and he had some really good thoughts on how he approached models and how he likes to tell stories with them. And he's kind of new. I don't want to say new to the painting community overall with us, but he definitely like found his own with us. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, I
Yes.
can't wait to talk to him again. I missed him this year. I was running around.
Yeah, he was painting around here yesterday, and he came in this morning and picked up his models and kind of hung out for a little bit, and then he had to go.
See, this is why you do too much and you don't get to see anyone.
We miss
so
you back here.
I know. That's it's part and parcel of the gig. So
I know.
but I think that might have to wrap us up. I hate to say that we're not going to be able to see everyone's.
If
but
you definitely entered in your model in here and you want critiques, do not hesitate to join our Discord and be like, hey, I was at Renegade for Q4. I didn't get video of critiques. I would love to talk about it.
yeah, absolutely.
And everybody in the community would love to talk about it, and me, Alex, and Dan and Peter could give thoughts.
I mean, there's
You'll
so
mostly
many.
get gushing from me, so sorry.
I mean, you get the positive, and we'll be the negative. That'll be
Yes.
no. In all seriousness, though, the community's really been fantastic at giving critiques, even better than I think us.
Yes.
Where they can give some heartfelt and well thought out critiques on. I'm not the best at non-metallic metals, but there are some people that are fantastic in there. So suddenly they're jumping in and helping out and being able to really communicate well on how to do things. Here's some references. Here's some thoughts.
And even in unusual metals.
Yes.
The fact that there's folks who've done multiple different metals, they understand, okay, well, here's where you need greens, here's where you need blues, here's where you need yellows, to be able to really help move that forward.
Yeah, and that goes for skin tones, cloth, all of these different aspects. How do I get to the next level? Where can I improve? What would you see as an easy next step? And man, it's the community. It's not any one of us. It's the community for sure. So
The community is amazing.
bye, Rob. We're getting waved at by Rob, and he's staying off camera.
Thank you guys.
You're so
You're
weird.
welcome.
Anyway, love you. All right. Anyway, but yes, it's been a pleasure. The videos for each one of the models will be going up on YouTube here soon, along with the entirety of the collection of everyone's stuff. And then the winners will be announced online. So I apologize that we didn't get that up right away, but we're running around.
We're working on it.
Yeah, it's Renegade's always a crazy time.
Constant work.
So I want to thank you.
Thanks for having me.
As Daedalus as Peter, for joining us and printing off all the beautiful models and trophies. Thank you to Renegade Open for hosting us. Thank you to the Miniature Painting Guild for
Helping us out.
Yeah, helping us out and making this an event worth really showing up and being at. And then thanks to you, the community, for everything you do. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next one is in February over Valentine's Day.
Yeah. Q1 will be at Con of the North down in Doubletree, Bloomington.
Yes.
So it'll be
Look
fun.
forward to seeing you all there.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, you'll be probably right across from us.
I
so.
will probably.
Yeah. So, anyway, from all of us at Dwarven X, thank you. Have a good one.